welcome to Ephemera Files by Tommy. This is going to be a flip through of the journal that I created in conjunction with Tanya at Tanya McGuire and Lisa at Lisa My Eclectic Life. And this is the 12 Journal Bits Fa La La. I forgot to put my ring back on. I'll just do that real quick. There we go. I feel so much better. And I am calling this journal Memories of Home. And there were a lot of requirements for this particular journal. I already posted, let's see, I'll link below. I already posted the first video that showed what I was choosing to use for each of these items, each of these parts of the list. And then I posted another video of my journal as far as I could get, still staying within these parameters. I had difficulty finishing it and following the rules. So I did post my completed journal that way. But this is my fully completed flip through. I will link all of the other videos that I made in conjunction with this journal. There's one on paper stretching, and I think that I have a couple of more as well. So let's get into it. This journal measures 5.5 by 10. I wanted to make a long journal because I hadn't tried it yet, and I just liked the idea. So there you have it. It is covered front, back, and inside with this beautiful fabric. It is tied with an eyelet with this lace trim tied through and a little, let's see, what is that called? Is that called a doorknob fastener? I don't know what kind of hardware that is, but it looks like a little doorknob once you put it on there. I also used, this is a bit of a table runner. And I have lace, and I have a scarf that I used to wear, and I don't wear anymore, so I used portions of it. I used a whole lot of things, so I don't even know why I'm going through the list right now, so let's just get into it. For the cover, I used a lot of Prima flowers. Some have buttons in the middle. Some were just the flowers that I put together with different colored brads. I also have some dried leaves that I have put in here that I purchased at Joann Fabrics. I don't think it had a name on it particularly. And then I have this wooden shutter here that I think was also, it's not Graphics 45. It may have been the Tim Holtz, it may have been the Tim Holtz brand or the one that's connected with him. And I have used some of this dollar store lace that comes on a roll. And inside the shutters, I have a little card that says, "Today's beautiful moments are tomorrow's beautiful memories." And that just ties closed. Just like that. You can take that card out. You can use that card to back a photo of one of your favorite memories to keep inside. And then you do not have to untie this. You can simply lift it off that post there and open up the journal. And you can see I used that same fabric to cover the inside. I actually made a sleeve and covered the cardboard on the inside entirely with the fabric and sewed it shut. This is a portion of that tablecloth table runner, and this is some fabric. Each signature, there are 3 signatures in here, and each signature's cover page is a hand stenciled, stamped, painted paper. They all work well together, but they're all different. I included the little, I love these colors where it tells you what colors are included in the fabric. I think that they are just so pleasing to the eye. They just show the range of colors. This page is folded and sewed with some pleats. This is a little shallow pocket if you wanted to put something in there. I have a journaling card with a little mini paper clip. I love those mini paper clips. And it just tucks right up in there. This journal includes some music manuscript paper and a lot of my stretched papers you'll see in that tutorial, along with several scraps. I used a lot of scraps on this one. I think that the bits and pieces kind of remind me of the bits and pieces of your memories that make up what you think about your home and what you think about your youth and time spent there. I have collaged journaling card there. It's also a journaling card. This is from an Ideals magazine, from a photo, not a photo, an illustration, and I just really liked the colors and the way they worked together. And then this is coffee dyed paper backed onto scrapbook paper, along with a coffee dyed doily. Here's some more of my choice of lace and a washi sticker. I think I need to add a little something there. My glue got a little out of hand, so I'll add something. It'll be a surprise for whomever purchases this. Here was another example of how to make your paper longer. It was just a folding technique. If you would like to see an example of how I did that, I can do that. Just let me know in the comments below. I have 3 little shaped pieces of paper here. You can use them for journaling. You can use them for creating your own collage spots or backing photos that just tuck right in that mini pocket. Here's another collage journaling card. And here's a large journaling card that has a tissue paper decoupage on it and journaling space on the back. Tucks right into this large pocket formed by that folded paper. And right here I have cut a flower out of this fabric that the cover is made of. And on a bulb pin, I've just added a little bit of bling there. Another portion of the table runner. Another journaling card with a tag attached to it. Journaling space on the back. Tucks into this pocket that was formed by folding that paper. I have some school writing paper that I have used in here and made a little tag that tucks into this tiny little pocket that was formed there. And this piece of paper not only forms a tab, but it reinforces this paper since it can be just a little bit weakened thinner. Another collage journaling card in this sewed book page. I have a fabric page. This was made out of a scarf that I used to wear. I made a while back and I just didn't wear it anymore. Edged with some coffee dyed lace. Here's a pocket that is formed from a book page where I just folded the book page top and bottom down and used it to create an open pocket. And I included in that pocket a large writing card, a large journaling card that slides in. And then this embellished piece of stationery. Got bits of lace and fabric, and it slides right into the top there. This is from a, what is this called? Shorthand. A shorthand book. I remember my mom. She can write shorthand. I bet she still remembers how. Here's another page with a lot of little list-making journaling spots and a little card that tucks right into this tiny little tag tuck spot. Another collage and stenciled page. Here is an envelope that forms a tuck spot. This is one of my stretched papers with the fabric sewn on, and a journaling postcard that is from the book Civilization. That is a set that I have from Pelican, a different bird. Pelican books. It was a whole set of book covers from books that they had published. And inside here is another journaling spot with some collage of torn, spattered, stenciled paper and a little, what would this be called? A little badge die cut and a little flower with a little bling in the center, and I'm saying a little a lot. I'll try to stop. These two background pages I made, I wasn't able to use stamps other than the two that I chose. And so I simply wadded up some plain paper, tapped it into the stamp pad, and then did that to make my background. And I love the way that turned out. I'll have to do that again. Here's a poem from a small book that was printed in 1922 about Home Sweet Home. There's stenciling on the back of that page. Here is a little journaling notepad that has stenciling on each page. It's kind of a flip-flop because it all folds over and up, and then you close it back up in the reverse order: bottom, top, bottom, top, bottom, top. If you want to, you don't have to fold it like that. I just did it that way. And here we have some more stenciling, and I have an inked up doily that wraps around the page. Here's a pocket that is formed by this ledger with a guest check or a receipt that has been collaged and stamped. And that is on a dictionary page. There's a strip of scrapbook paper. This is a card from a game that I've collaged with some dictionary page and another piece of this same ledger. Slides into this big paper clip, which also on this side holds this little card, but also, let me just remove that paper clip real quick. Set this to the side, set this to the side. When you take this journaling card out, it's been collaged and stamped as well. This folds down, so you have some more writing space right down here if you would like. And then it folds back up, and this holds it closed along with this paper clip that holds these two journaling cards. And then there are two more journaling spots on the back of these two tags that are tucked right into this skinny little pocket here. Here's some more stenciling. I did regular typical stenciling here, and then I spritzed the stencil and flipped it over and did a reverse stencil over it. I like the effect that the two different types of or ways of getting ink on the page. I like the way that looks together. Another piece of that table runner. Another collage with some dictionary pages and a die cut. Over here we have a belly band with a journaling card that has lace and stenciling on it. I like to put this little tab down here whenever I have a belly band that goes horizontally, just to help make sure it stays, whatever I have in the pocket stays in there. Another collaged and stenciled page with fabric and lace. This page is stamped. It has the lace on it, and another collaged journaling card. And I made this pocket with a glassine bag. I tucked this word that I cut off of an instruction sheet for a quilt into the bottom of the bag, and then I folded the bag up just under where the word ends and created a pocket on that side. And also on this side, if you wanted to leave that open, it could be a pocket, but the bag is still a pocket itself. And here's another journaling spot there. I collaged some of that tissue paper with all the furniture on it onto the bag, along with some messy thread and the word remember, some music sheet, and another tissue paper here, and some washi, and some music sheet with that lace. I love the way this page came together. There's a lot of pieces, but I think it looks beautiful. Here's another piece of the shorthand book with the pages that are just folded top to bottom. little fabric piece there for the edge. For this book page, I glued in some vellum so that you could see through what was being put in there. And there's a little butterfly, little purple butterfly, that coordinates with this other postcard from the Penguin books. The other one was Pelican. This one says Penguin. That's why I'm getting confused. This is a sheet of stationery that is shaped. I simply folded it so that it would fit in the pocket, overlapping the points. I folded this part up, and it forms a pocket for the postcard to sit in, and then it just slides right in like that. Here's the other side of that scarf, the fabric page. I like fabric pages in some of my books. I feel like it gives it a nice, soft, tactile quality. My words have been failing me this week. At our youth group where I lead a Bible study with a friend of mine for sophomore girls, I was having the hardest time with my words. I tried to say Bible and I kept saying bobble. And then I tried to say I needed to do research on something for a question that was asked, and I said surgery. And then I said it a couple of more times. And we all decided it was good not to do Bible surgery. You can write notes in your Bible. You can decorate your Bible. You can underline. Don't do surgery on it. We do not need a bits and pieces Bible. So, if I stumble over my words, which I know I will a little bit more, please forgive me. If I keep trying to reshoot the video with no fumbled words, it would never get done. So here we go. Here's another piece of that book page that I folded up into a pocket. There's a little journaling card with some collage on it. For this is the reverse of one of these die cuts that are embossed in shiny gold. I flip it over and it's got that really pretty clay colored backing on it. So I just turned it over, and I did take some of my gold paint that I was allowed and the end of an embossing tool, one of these. I dipped it into the paint and just touched it to each of those little dots to just give it a little subtle hint of shimmer. And let's see, this is just glued on from that scarf. And here is a library card catalog, a library catalog card. And this book was about building with Frank Lloyd Wright. Thought it was fitting. Just tuck it right in there. Here's some more stenciling on this page, and I have made a pocket by folding this page up and then reinforcing with some scrapbook paper. This is a journaling space that I have collaged a magazine image of a quilt and some other tissue paper with this scroll pattern and a little bit of composition book paper that has been coffee dyed. And I simply folded up another sheet of the writing paper to slide into the pocket that was formed and added the word remember. And I believe that those are from the Tim Holtz Big Chat sticker books. This is the other side of the folded page. It forms a triangular pocket on the top. So I folded a square in half. That matches the angle of the pocket. I cut out with a corner punch on the side. This is a stencil, just stenciled slightly on there. On the other side, this pocket was created. It's got some of the wadded up paper stamping just to break up some of the whiteness. There's a journaling card that is made from some more dictionary page, some of the white tissue paper, and some of the furniture paper. And another journaling card that has a little pocket on the front that has acetate inside. I used a tab punch on here, and I liked the negative that was left. So I kept it, looking for a project where it would fit. And it fits perfectly right here. And then I have some music sheet with some more of those stickers. This page is decorated with washi tape. This black and white washi tape is quick becoming one of my favorites. pocket was formed by stretching this paper, and so there's another little journaling spot made out of a coloring page from a desk calendar that I have. It slides right in there. Here's another background page made with the wadded up paper and a quote. It says, it says, no matter what looms ahead, if you can eat today, enjoy the sunlight today, mix good cheer with friends today, enjoy it and bless God for it. Do not look back on happiness or dream of it in the future. You are only sure of today. Do not let yourself be cheated out of it. And that's from Henry Ward Beecher. In the back of this signature, I have used a stamp that is just like a city apartment building. And I know that in this one, it's fairly light. You can't see it very well, but I've used it again later in the book. I will show it to you then. I have sewn on some lace here. And here is our second signature. Notice the difference. I have used all the same things, all the same colors, and look how different that looks. You know what? I can't say I used all the same things because on this one here, I also used a gold Sharpie pen to accentuate some of these areas with gold dots. Other than that, it's pretty much the same. Turn the page. I liked this bleed through so much. I felt like it decorated the page well back here. So I simply added a little scrap of manuscript paper, a table from the tissue paper, a set of notes from another book that I used, and this piece of the tablecloth. Here we have ledger paper edged with some lace, a little bulb pin with a circle that says celebrate, laugh, and live. And I think it says the same thing on both sides if I remember. Yes. So that's a little dangle there. This tab, I used a rose edge puncher to create that design. I have it's a vintage customer's card. I think it's for a repair shop because it says service rendered, charges, credits, such like that. And then this journaling card that I got from a notepad that I will link below because I can see it right over there on my cabinet, but I cannot read it because it's too far away. So I will link that below. I will try to link all of the things below that I used if I can. All right, here's that stamp again. And I'll get it up here. I think that's just so much fun with all the plants dangling down. The laundry hanging across is my favorite. I think the only thing it's missing is a little, oh, no, look, it's not. There's a cat sitting in the windowsill. I just love this. And then it's got some washi and some stamping on the back for journaling space. I have another library catalog card. This one is for a book called Johnson House, and it's talking about global architecture with some stamping or stenciling, inking on the back. I have two little scraps of, this is coffee dyed composition book paper. It folds out. It can be used to decorate another page. It can be used for a little note and tuck right back in there. And the same with this. And I like just having that in there so that you can decorate however you would like with that stuff, or you can remove it. I have a little bit of collage right here. And then, is this called, oh no, I've forgotten, a Rita Donnelly flip. I think I did it right. Somebody can tell me if there's something different to a Rita Donnelly flip than what I've done. On this page, I simply used the edge of a torn, the torn edge of a dictionary page. It wasn't this one. But I just put this down on the paper like that, and I used one of my brushes, dabbed it into the ink pad, and then just rubbed, and then moved it down and did it again. And it's got 1, 2, 3, 4 shades, and each one is a little bit lighter. I just really like the way that that looks. This is a sewn page, and it has acetate on this side of it to help strengthen this pocket that is formed. And there's a piece of stationery in here. Beautiful paper. And I didn't want to hide any of it, so I really like this pocket, except for I can't see I can't see the acetate to tuck the letter in behind it very well from this angle. It's much easier when I'm not trying to keep my head out of the camera. And then this is part of a lace placemat that I've created a page out of later in the book as well. And it helps to hold that together. The other piece, another piece of ledger, it's not the other side of it, it's another piece that I've stamped and stenciled. I've tucked in a coffee dyed doily and a journaling card. This pocket is edged with that lace once again. Here I have another stretched piece of paper, a tiny little narrow pocket formed here where I've put a piece of the ledger paper folded over with a tiny little paper clip and a little, let's see, what is it? Is it a button die cut that says favorite memory? Here's another journaling card that's tucked into this pocket, and another library card catalog card. I'm not sure how I should say that. And this is about workers' housing in West Yorkshire. And that just tucks in there. And I have some of that tissue paper of the furniture legs up there. I just found that amusing. I really like that, how that turned out. Some more stenciling over a doily. Another book page. More of the edge of the dictionary page where I did the stencil. You could call that a stencil. Stenciling with reverse stenciling on the back. And a pocket that is formed here that has a journaling card that I've turned into a postcard on the back with a little stamp die cut and a die cut of a stamp and then a cancellation stamp. And then I used the edge of a razor cutter that I have to form these lines that go down the middle and across here like a postcard might have. And here's the doily that I used as the stencil for this page. Repeated elements are a good thing. It ties the whole book together. Here's a page from a children's, let's see, is it a vocabulary book? I think it's a vocabulary book. This is a clock die cut. I've put one on either side. And here is a little action song from that vocabulary book with a couple of more die cuts. This was a happy accident because I needed one more of the item, let's see, the fun images that was on my list for creating this journal. And I ordered a product in the mail or from Amazon. I don't even remember what the product was, but I could probably look it up. This card was included in it. And the colors and the keyhole I thought were perfect. So I scraped on some gold paint back here. And then I kind of brushed around a little detailed edge. I glued this on and I thought it looked good. And then here's a journaling sheet that has, I have over-stamped it because it has the apartment stamp and it has the lined stamp over it. And then a little bit of collage on the back. I left this simple. I just did the stenciling on the portion where I did the page stretching. And I love that stencil. It's one of my favorites. Here is another pocket with more of that page edge stenciling with a decoupaged journaling card. Decoupaged and stamped and stenciled and fabric on there. Here is a pocket that I made out of the other side of the children's book that I've sewn around the edge and added the lace. And it has a large journaling space on here with a napkin decoupage and a little dangle that has a lock and a key and a bit of lace on a bulb pin. This pocket's easier for me to get into because I can see where the front is. Just turn that over. And that's a poem from that book. Here's another stretched page. This one has a booklet inside of it. I've simply sewn some pages in, and it slides right in there. It doesn't cover up your journaling space. You can still write there. And then this page also has stamping and the tissue paper decoupage. Get on there. And a couple of flower die cuts. And we have more of that reverse stenciling right there. Another book page. Some more of those chairs. And this was one of the edges of paper. When you get 12 by 12 sheets, sometimes there's the branding strip on the edge. Always look and see what it says. Sometimes it's something that you can use. This is a double pocket stretched page with a journaling spot there. And I just tucked in 2 napkins, doilies, one of which is coffee dyed. This one I can't for the life of me remember which is the right side, but they both look good. Another ledger sheet that forms a pocket with a journaling spot. That was simply stenciled through a doily, and then I added the lace and the decoupage chair. Some subtle stenciling there. This is the other side of that placemat that I've simply sewn to this page. And this page has some simple decoupage on it. Here are 2 pockets that are formed by folding up the bottom of the ledger page. Here's some receipt papers. On this side, and guest checks on the other side here. There we go. A little bit of collage here and here. Some stamping. Right here is where I've got a sewn paper ruffle on the edge. I've got some Dylusions ink spray washi. A poem from an Ideals magazine, and then a paper collage on the back. And then here is the third signature, and I'll show you the other 2 signature fronts again so you can see how they're alike and how they're different. Here's the first one. And here's the second one. And here's the third one. You turn a page and it's backed with ledger that has been stenciled. Some music paper with collage and stenciling. More stenciling and just a slight little bit of collage on here. This stretched paper created a pocket that I embellished with some lace. Has a journaling card tucked right in under the stencil. This is a stamp on a baby wipe. I went to clean off that stamp that I like so much, and I just stamped it on the baby wipe, and it picked up all of the colors I had used that I thought I had off, and it just looked so pretty, and I love the texture, the feel of it, and everything. It just makes me happy. Here we have a long, thin piece of ledger that creates a pocket, has a journaling card in it with some extra little let's see, I think it's one piece. Yes, it's one piece that's folded. This is turmeric dyed, so it has that yellow tint. And it tucks right into this pocket. Another little quote says, "It takes a heap of living in a house to make it a home." That's Edgar Guest. I've backed it with some lace trim, 2 different kinds of the lace trim. Here's another page from the shorthand book with a journaling card in it and some stenciling. Another stretched paper with a little pocket that has been collaged on the front. Journaling space on the back. Another die cut. This is the apartment stamp with the wadded up, let's see, this has 3 layers. It has the bandana / rug stamp on the bottom in the gold, and then the apartment stamp, and then the wadded paper stamping on top. This is a fabric page made from that lace runner, from the table runner. On the back it has a pin with a little heart here down at the bottom. Here's another book page where I've made a lace ruffle. Has some yarn, some fabric, some lace, and on the back a piece of the cover fabric sewn on. This is where I kind of need to put one of my sorting trays under here to lift up the back just a bit to keep the balance. Not to keep the balance, but from front to back to be able to make everything work correctly. Here's a little sheet of writing paper that tucks into this pocket under this die cut. And here's another pocket. I have a sheet of stationery that has a doily and a table from the tissue paper and another piece of tissue paper. I love this stationery. It's so pretty. The colors just work so well together. And that tucks into this pocket. Just like that. We turn the page and we have 2 more pockets. Here's a tag with the bandana stamp on it. And then this piece of paper was a happy accident. I had done my off stamping on a white sheet of paper that I just had over by the side that I had already used as a, what do you call it, a guard for when I was doing the Dylusion spray. And I started looking at it and I'm like, you know, that doesn't look too bad there. And I kind of like that edge there too. So I folded it to where I could see those 2. And then I folded it this way and this way. And tucked the top of that into that corner so that it holds it closed. And it fits right in that pocket. I thought that turned out really cute. A bit of music paper at the bottom of that page. Little lace that is in the center of that signature. More of that book page. Another pocket that has 5 tags that are all connected by this yarn that I have tied through the tops. Another journaling spot that is an offcut of this journaling card that I have stenciled on. Here's another piece of that shaped stationery that has been stenciled on. And I just simply tucked it into this very long pocket on this ledger page. More of the book page with a hidden 2-sided paper clip. Slides right on there. Another washi sticker. Here's the other side of that fabric page from the lace tablecloth that has a bulb pin with a love and a clock dangle. Another stretched page. There's that bandana print again. And this forms a pocket for this journaling card. Another book page that has some die cuts. And another journaling card. I think I'm shifting things. Let me straighten that back up. These are 3 offcuts that, once again, you can use them however you wish. You can use them as journaling spots. You can use them in collage. You can take them out and throw them away. I like to include them because you know that they will match whatever else is in your journal when you get it. And they slide into this little pocket right here. A die cut flower and another quote. It says, "It was the policy of the good old gentleman to make his children feel that home was the happiest place in the world." and I value this delicious home feeling as one of the choicest gifts a parent can bestow. And that was Washington Irving. There's some more collage back here, a little bit of collage and lace here. Some collage here with a little pocket with a journaling spot, backed with that fabric that the book is covered in. Here is some more collage around this pocket that has another card from that game, and a lace journaling card that opens up, and a stenciled and decoupaged journaling card. I liked how that turned out with the stenciling over the decoupage. And when I was at home, I was in a better place, and that's from William Shakespeare. And the last page has this little vignette from the tissue paper, fabric back page, and here's the inside of the back of the journal. And that is Memories of Home. It is not in my Etsy shop yet. I hope to have it in by this weekend. Thank you for joining me today and putting up with my with my messy words and thoughts. And I thank you for continuing, see, there we go again, to join me. And I ask that you remember, as always, be kind. Bye.